flowers bloom in spring. Tell me who gives the air that you breathe. Ooh. Everything that you need he will provide, so you may as well come on and give him a try. 'Cause he's awesome. Ooh, he's awesome. He's awesome. What would I do without him? Couldn't make a move without him. And I won't be without him. He's awesome.
Greetings, people of God. Welcome to ZMR Ministries. I'm Pastor Z, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Entrepreknewwhat. Now, you know what we do every Tuesday. The first Tuesday of every month, we highlight and put the spotlight on a new entrepreneur. Now, our spotlight is on my friend Amber Stevens this month, and she is an entrepreneur, and she's going to talk to you about her company, how long she's been doing it, her journey to success, and any pointers that you may need. So please help me welcome my girl, Amber.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me. Are you excited to be here?
I am.
She's nervous, y'all. Just a little bit.
Yes.
Now, Amber and I have been friends for quite some time.
Yes.
And I have seen her grow. We actually met in corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
And so now she is like an entrepreneur. And she's had multiple companies. And I'm super proud of her. So we want to jump into that because everyone else wants to know about your journey. So tell me a little bit about your background.
So my background is administrative type of background, also with some healthcare in there. So about 3 years ago, my brother and I decided that we wanted our own company. We started with a commercial cleaning company, but we didn't just dive into it. We actually worked with a franchisee, and we worked with him maybe about 4 or 5 months, and so just to kind of get a feel for it. And so from then on, like we just, we jumped right in and we did our research, we learned a lot, and so we started our own commercial cleaning company. And
Now, you were in corporate, which we both know, but I tend to ask all of my entrepreneurs because, sometimes you become a product of your environment. Now, did you see entrepreneurs while you were growing up? Was it something that was introduced to you as you were older? What's your experience with entrepreneurs?
Well, I did grow up with a lot of entrepreneurs in my family. My grandfather, he had his own concrete business for like 35 years until he passed away in '06. And so just being around that, I saw the freedom and just like how everything just went smoothly.
Right.
Like, not the stress of waking up, getting in traffic. So I wanted that type of freedom. And just being in corporate, you do feel kind of down because you don't have that freedom to, go as you please. And so that was my main reason, was to, jump into entrepreneurship.
Right. So you're still in corporate America
I am.
while you're starting companies.
Yes.
So how is that working out? What's the balance like? Because of course there are some people who, I say this every month, who take the plunge. They decide, I'm going to start my own company, I'm going to quit my job, and I'm going to go full throttle. And then you have some who say, I'm going to work my 9 to 5. After work, I'm going to work on my company, and then I'm going to go from there. What's your balance like?
Ooh, my balance right now. So I just launched my own makeup brush line. I'm no longer cleaning anymore. And so what I do, I work from 7:30 to 4 o'clock. And so that's when I take the time. I say from 6 o'clock to about sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning to, design my brushes. So sometimes there isn't a balance, but I just make sure that I'm giving at least, part-time energy to it. I'd say maybe 20 to 25 hours a week. And then on the weekend, I just dive right into it, just full throttle.
So Amber, when making the decision, I know you had your cleaning company. What was the determining factor for you to say, I'm going to keep my job in corporate while I work on my company versus just quitting cold turkey?
Oh my goodness. So that's what happened. So with the cleaning company, I dived right in, and you lose contracts. So some people do dive right in and they are successful, while others, they dive right in and dive straight to the ground.
Right.
And so that's what happened to me. So like we went right into business. We had customers. It was amazing. And then
somebody watching, they're like, man, I'm trying to get one business off the ground, and she's already had a successful business that ended up, going down, and now she's on her second company. So once you make the decision to say, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to start my company, what was the first step that you took?
Get your mind right.
Okay.
Right
into it.
Definitely get your mind right,
Right.
because if you have the same mindset that you have with your 9 to 5, like sometimes you don't feel like it, sometimes you do, sometimes you want to slack. I'd say you have to really just elevate, your mindset. Don't just do it on Monday and then try it again on Friday. Like, you need to do it every day. Sometimes you might not give 100%. Just make sure you're putting your best foot forward every day. So that's how, I start off, my days with being an entrepreneur.
Right.
Just making sure that I'm putting my best foot forward. Sometimes I may not feel like it, but I do something.
Right.
Just
So
something.
on the business side, what's the first step? So if you're someone watching and they say, I want my own cleaning company, I'm trying to start my own cosmetics line, like what do? They need to register with the state? Is there paperwork they need to take care of? Is there, of course you mentioned doing her research.
Yeah.
So what are the steps that they take just to even get the ball rolling?
Yeah, to get the ball rolling, what you want to do is, hey, we like to Google. So, but you want to go see what your field that you're willing to jump into requires. Some businesses you might not, need the paperwork, like your tree cutting, stuff like that. You might not need certain things, but if you want to have an LLC, you need to get that paperwork completed and make sure you have insurance as well, business insurance. So that way, you're covered in case something happens. And definitely also have health insurance too, because
That's good.
you get hurt on the job, then, it wouldn't look too good not having insurance.
So what was the biggest, what do I want to say? What was the biggest change from your first company to now? Like, did you learn lessons along the way where you said, I'm not going to do this with my cosmetic line that I did with my cleaning company? What are some different steps that you took which now brings you here?
Oh my gosh, with the cleaning, it was just like, I was so eager, because my life depended on it. That was my only source of income. So it was that pressure, the stress, the doubt, the fear, all of that was just taking a toll on me. So with this time around with my makeup brush line, I didn't have that. I saved up enough money. I planned it out. Like, I would suggest don't just jump into it. Like, don't get caught up on the excitement and the wave of everybody trying to be an entrepreneur. Don't get wrapped up in that. Like, make sure, you have a plan, and if that plan don't fall through, have another plan. There's nothing wrong with having a backup plan. It's there just in case it doesn't work out. That doesn't mean you doubt yourself, but you want to be smart about your moves.
So what were your expectations when you first started a company? Have they changed now, or are they the same?
Ooh, expectations. They're more realistic now. I do give myself a lot of time to plan, like, because I am a dreamer, so I'm always thinking of these big ideas. So, I had to come down to earth and, like, really, just talk to myself, what's realistic? What can you do? What's in arm's reach? And so, like, it just feels good now. Like, it's not over the top, it's just.
So what's over the top though? Because if it's your dream, of course we're supposed to dream big.
True.
And so when you say in the beginning I had unrealistic expectations, what do you mean by that?
Just not really just planning it out, just going on a whim about it. Like, oh yeah, in about 3 months, we should try construction cleaning. Let's do apartment move in, move out. And you don't really know, like, the small steps you need to take. Like, who do you need to speak with? Do you need to speak with the apartment management company?
Right.
Like just have that idea, but then you need to go backwards. What's the first thing I need to do? And just do that with each goal. And so that's what I didn't do with the cleaning company. It was just a lot of talk, but not too much movement.
and working backwards. And so you have a goal where you were like 3 months in, we're gonna go into construction cleaning, but you have to figure out what is required of me legally. What do I need to, prepare like paperwork for the state? What do I have to have in line? What are they ordinances? And so it's like some people don't even reach that, in a whole year.
True.
And some people it takes more time for them to get the legality, aspect of their company together than actually launching.
True.
And so, that whole Googling thing that you talked about is very important. And I'm sitting here smiling because I know her journey and the things that the problems that you encountered. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's like, I'm glad that you're open about it because there are people watching who are just like, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
And they had a company that tanked and now they're discouraged.
Yeah.
And they don't want to start a new one. So that's why I was asking, the expectations going into it with a new company. You've learned a lot more, a lot more things along the way.
Absolutely.
So with your cosmetic line, was it more paperwork that you had to file with the state, or it was, it was a lot more simpler? Because I'm sure when you're dealing with chemicals and cleaning, it's it's a lot more that you have to consider than makeup brushes. And not to minimize, your cosmetic line, but I'm sure there's a lot more to take into consideration.
It really is, because what I did with this makeup line is that the commercial cleaning company, it's an LLC. So if you have an LLC and you want to open up, 2 or 3 more businesses, you don't have to file that business license over again. What you'll have to do is file for a DBA. That's like $25 with your county. Don't quote me, but I believe it's the county. So that's pretty much all I had to do. And then trademarking, I am working on that. So just make sure you have all your ducks in a row, and go the paperwork route, please.
Yeah, don't set yourself up for failure, right? What about taxes when it comes to the finances? Is that the same or is it different?
It's the same. Keep your receipts and and be organized from the day you say I'm going to start my business, from the first notebook you buy, from the first pen you buy. Keep everything. If you want to download certain apps that help you keep those organized, I would suggest that too. But if you are a pen and paper physical person like I am, you can store it away in one of those portfolio folders and label it.
Now, is that something you learned along the way, or is it learned by mistake?
I was doing that with the cleaning company, but I learned that from my grandfather. With his concrete company, my grandmother was the bookkeeper and she was the boss. He called her boss lady, so she kept everything. So I watched how organized they were. He did the physical work, she did the admin work. So I learned to just keep everything straight, because at the end of the year you don't want that headache of trying to scramble,
right.
looking under your mattress, trying to see where you put this and that. No, just start off organized.
So what's the advantage, Amber? Because of course you've done it cold turkey, and now you're, starting a company, or you've already started a company while you're working with corporate America. What's the advantage of both?
Oh, the advantage of both. There's that stability. Oh my gosh, I had so many nights where I was just up, while I was, I had my cleaning company. I didn't sleep well. But now with this, makeup is my passion. I love makeup. Back then, about 7 years ago, I wanted to do it, but I don't really have the patience for it. But I did want to, enter into the beauty industry, but I didn't know exactly what was for me. So I'm like, you know what? Makeup brushes. So, and it's a passion. I feel good about it. Every day I wake up, I'm excited, and I advise you guys, do something that makes you happy. Commercial cleaning didn't make me happy.
It was just about money.
Yeah.
So when you think of makeup brushes, what separates you from all the other, makeup lines out there? Because of course, we all have brushes, we can order them, and of course you like the mink tip. And she told me whenever she gave me a little sample of her brushes, and she was like, oh, it's so soft, it's like goat fur. And I was like, what is that, girl? Like, seriously? So
Instagram. Nobody has those designs that I have. Nobody. So I created my own niche. I created my own lane because I wanted to be able to stand out. I wanted my customers to know, oh, that's House of Dazzle.
Right.
Those
Come on.
brushes. So that's what I was really going for because I didn't want to blend in with everybody else.
Right. And I think the biggest thing is they're custom made.
Yes.
They're custom made. So it's not like, she has a team of people making this. You're doing it yourself.
Yes.
Every single brush. Okay, so that has to be tiring.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. How do you do it? Especially, with
yeah. I love it. I mean, it is a process, but I love colors. I'm like, I get to paint. I get to, get some hot gluing and some rhinestones. And I mean, I just love aesthetically pleasing things to look at. Like, it's just really beautiful for me to look at my own work. It started from a thought. I wrote it down, I created it. So I think that's the exciting part, and I do understand that, if you want something with longevity, like you actually have to put work into it. I didn't want something just quick that I just thrown together or something like that. But it is a part of me.
Right.
I love makeup. I've been wearing makeup since I was 12. First day of 6th grade, I had on makeup.
Wow. And you know what else I noticed about her company, guys, is she put a lot of thought into it because the packaging is amazing. I mean, it's super girly and you feel like, oh my God, I'm about to be beautiful, even though you may not even know what to do with the brushes, okay? So I wanted a whole other set of brushes, and the brushes that she gave me, I don't even know how to use. I don't know what each brush is for. I just grab one and, do this, and somehow it just ends up on my face. So pretty much, when I look at her packaging, okay, so first of all, I opened the package wrong. And so I thought I was doing it right. Like I took it and I ripped the top off, and I was like, oh, okay, it has the little, I don't want to say squishy things, but you can reseal it. Yeah. And she was like, you don't have to rip that. You could have just opened it from the top. And I was like, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. So it lets me know that that's personal. Because you wanted your personal touch on it, and it's like everyone that get their brushes, you want them to appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not just something else you're throwing out there. You're putting your own touch on it. It's her time that's put into it, and it's your effort.
It is.
Yeah. So what about the challenges and rewards? Because of course, there were challenges, obviously, with your first company, and I assume it's challenges with this company. But overall, what's the greatest challenge that you've encountered, or still is, and what are the rewards?
Ooh, the greatest challenge was making a lot of them at one time. Because I didn't think that through. I knew exactly how I was going to design them, but making them, because what started to happen was I was showing relatives and stuff, and then so they started telling people, and then so I started getting calls. Ooh, can you make me something?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, so when I go live and I get like a huge order, what am I gonna do?
Right.
So that was the challenging part. I figured it out.
So what happened? I want to know.
Oh, so what happened was I created this makeshift drying rack to dry my makeup brushes after they've been painted. So pretty much what I did was, those little curtain rods. So I put one in my pantry. So yeah, the little hooks, I just yeah. So I was like, how am I gonna just have them just drying out here like this with the weather? It was just crazy. I just created my little own makeshift.
So you started to work smarter, not harder.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's the greatest reward?
It is seeing people's face. Yeah. It's like ooh.
The excitement.
The excitement.
Yes.
Because one of my friends saw it. They're like, I don't even want to use it. It's so
Exactly.
pretty. Dirty it up.
Yeah. That's how I felt, because I have brushes, and I told her that. I was like, do you see this? And I showed her the bag of brushes that are brand new, that I bought, and I have never used them, because I'm like, you just get them because you know you need brushes, but you don't know what you're using them for. Yeah. And so when she gave me my samples, I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to use my brushes. I mean, they're cute. I kind of just want to leave them there and especially all the little rhinestones, and y'all, it's super cute. I really don't even want to touch them. I just want them to show people and say, look at my friend's makeup brush, you know. So I think that's a great touch to it, right? So I want to go back to something you said earlier in the conversation.
Okay.
You mentioned a backup plan.
Okay.
Do you think that's important when you're starting your own company, and why?
Yes, absolutely. Because like I said, there's this wave going on. It's like, to me, what I've noticed, it's like, if you don't have your own business, you're not doing anything. You can still win in corporate.
Right.
Yes, you can. You can. But if you're gonna take the entrepreneur route, just make sure it is something that you love, and it's also something that you can see yourself doing. So whatever that is for you, you know, it could be cleaning.
What would you say to people who think backup plans is automatic failure? Like, you're going in with the mentality of, this may not work, so let me go ahead and have something else set up over here just in case it doesn't, instead of just being 100% like, this is going to work, and I'm not going to stop until it does.
Gotcha. Well, I think you should be just honest with yourself. It's not going to hurt you to have a backup plan. It's not. It's just going to help you. And to me, like, nowadays, we just have to be more smarter. Because if you do fall on your face, I mean, it's really hard to get back up.
Right.
You know, it might turn into a crawl. You might stay there for a while, but just make sure you have a backup plan. There's nothing wrong with that.
So when you think about success and the roadmap that you've taken, the steps, you know, of course, we know we live in a time where there are steps to everything.
Yes.
Steps to success, steps to failure, steps to being happy, steps to shutting up. It's just steps, all kinds of workshops and conferences and things of that nature. So when you think about a blueprint for success, do you think that exists, or is that unrealistic?
Excuse me. I don't think there is a blueprint. I think you can get a lot of knowledge from people in the field that you want to go into, or just people who just know business. I get my inspiration, you know, from anyone really. Like, I mean, I can get it from Tony Robbins. I can get it from Tony Gaskins. I can get it, you know, from TD Jakes. I mean, my son, I can be inspired, you know, from anything. So there's not a blueprint. I would say, you know, peep into knowledge from different people in different walks of life, because that way you have all types of, you know, how can I say it?
Versatility.
Yeah, versatility. Yeah, you really want to be versatile, because when you have to make a turn, when you thought you were just going to keep straight, you know, with your plan, you know, you don't want that to set you back. So
remaining flexible.
Yeah, just remain flexible.
Yeah. So what would you say, Amber? Because I'm sure there are some people watching and they're like, man, if I can just get where she is, you know, I still work my job, but taking the time to make that big step is huge for me, but I aspire to be an entrepreneur just like her. What would you say to them?
Take baby steps. Take a bit at a time. Get you a planner. That's what I have. I have a planner. And to me, you don't have to have something every day, especially if you're just getting started. If you're a little scared, it's okay to be scared, okay? It's a feeling. It's going to go away. So just put it in your planner. Just start off small. Just start off small. Just small.
So what's in the future for you?
What's in the future for me is that I would like to get a manufacturer to do all the painting and the dazzling for me. That's my big dream. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
But what's the ultimate goal? Because you'll get a manufacturer, and I'm sure you'll be successful, and you're going to be selling out of products. So what's the biggest thing? Do you just want to sell brushes the rest of your life? Do you want to get into makeup? What do you want to do?
Yes, I would like to get into makeup, like a foundation line. You know, Rihanna is my inspiration.
Okay.
Fenty. But you know, that's just like the highest, like in the makeup world. Like, I could see myself foundation line. And also, I am working on makeup brush cleaner.
Okay.
So, you know, I do want to add little aspects to it.
Along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you have a tree and you're just adding more branches as you go. Yeah.
That's all.
So here's the big question that we ask every our entrepreneurs, everyone has their own journey, everyone has their own steps, they have their own tools, which is also the topic of this segment. Entrepreneur what? What is it that you wish you had have known before becoming an entrepreneur?
Have your money stacked up.
Well, get the
All the
coins.
way up.
Yes. So what do you mean by that? Elaborate on that.
What I would say is, like I said, start off small. If you want to start your own business, I would say, start taking out a certain percentage out of your paycheck, and just sometimes you just have to be patient. And while you're stacking your money, get your blueprint, your blueprint. You don't have to follow anybody else's. You can be inspired, you can take some tips, but while you're saving your money for your business, you could be planning it all the way out. And
Right.
you can plan in your backup plan, your B plan, your C plan. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to fail, but you also need to learn along the way. Like, don't just get totally discouraged. So that's why I say come up with a backup plan, just in case.
Yeah. So one more thing, Amber, I just want you to tell everybody the name of your cosmetic line or your beauty brushes, where they can order, how they can find you on social media, just all of your information.
Yeah, so the name of my company is House of Dazzle, and you guys can email me at houseofdazzle.hod@gmail.com, and we just put up our Instagram page, and that's at houseofdazzle.texas, spelled out. And so there you can DM me for order information, and we will have our Etsy shop coming up soon, and I'll have the date for y'all soon, but it's not yet ready.
We'll keep you posted.
Yes.
Amber Stevens, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad that we had this conversation. You guys, I'm so proud of her as my friend because I've seen the growth, and it's so funny because when I met her, we were both working at this job. And I was just there, but she was in her cubicle, and I remember the last thing I said to you was, "Don't get stuck in this cubicle."
She did.
And she took it literal. When she called me a couple of years ago, she's like, "I started my own company." I was like, "What? There you go. Hey, I'm so proud of you." And so, you just never know whenever you come in contact with people. I didn't think it would be, a lifetime friendship or that it would continue past it. Well, I didn't really talk to nobody anyway. Let me shut up. So I'm just really proud of her, y'all. I'm super excited for all of your endeavors, and thank you for being here. To my entrepreneurs, listen, she has poured her heart into this company. I'm very satisfied. I wish I could show y'all a brush, and I have one, and then I forgot to bring it, so it's all good. But I want you to support her. Go to her social media pages. Get that email address. We're going to be rebroadcasting this episode every Tuesday of this month because the spotlight is on Amber Stevens. And say the name of your company again?
House of Dazzle.
House of Dazzle, okay? Y'all get that. Get real proper with it and show your respect. To my entrepreneurs out there, I hope this blessed you. I pray that you took these nuggets of wisdom from her journey and you implement them in your journey. Don't expect your results to be like hers because we know everybody's blueprints and their steps and their journey is different. Now, if you are an aspiring entrepreneur and you have questions for Amber, reach out. She's very open. And if you already are someone that has a makeup line, a makeup brush line, and you know a manufacturer, you heard her say, that's what she's trying to do. Connect, share the wealth, share the information, share your education. And also to my entrepreneurs who are watching, if you are saying, you know what, I have my company, I'm up and running, I would love for everyone to know about my journey as well. ZMR Ministries want to talk to you as well. So if you are interested, shoot me your information. I want to hear your story. I want to talk to you about your journey. And you never know, next month you may be sitting right where Amber is sitting and I'm having a conversation about you. So we want to see your growth as well. We want to support. Listen, tomorrow is what? Wednesday. So that means we have another episode of What's the Issue Wednesday. We have an extremely hot topic that we're going to be discussing. And I have some amazing guests, and I'm so excited. I know y'all say, Pastor Z, you say that every week. Well, guess what? I'm still excited every week. So you guys make sure to tune in. Thank you for blessing us with your presence and your support. We'll join you tomorrow. What's the Issue Wednesday? You guys be blessed. Have a beautiful night.
So today I'm starting over. Because of the blood shed on Calvary, no longer confined to sin.